Brief disclaimer before I actually get started with the content of this video is that I currently have a cold, so even though I am fine, my voice is going to sound a bit off in this video. But getting back to the actual content of this video, the iPad 7th generation was announced on September 10th, 2019 and released on September 19th, 2019. Its new features were its larger 10.2-inch display compared to 9.7-inch display on the iPad 6th generation, and support with the smart keyboard, which I have for this iPad. The iPad 7th generation was available in finishes of space gray, as I have here, silver, and gold. Storage capacity is 32 GB, as I also have here, and 128 GB, and started at $330 for the Wi-Fi 32 GB model, as I have here. On September 15th, 2020, Apple discontinued this iPad and replaced it with the 8th generation. This upcoming September, Apple will drop this iPad from receiving mainstream iPadOS support, as it will be ineligible for iPadOS 26. Even though the iPad 7th generation was technically a boring generation of the iPad, I still use this as my main iPad from December 2019 until May 2022. Without further ado, let me explain my story with this iPad for those of you who are newer to this channel. Because my first generation iPad Air and my iPad Mini 2 not only lost iOS support, but because my iPad Air 1 also shattered, I wanted a new iPad. After 3 months of borrowing my mom's 2015 iPad Pro, I was gifted this iPad for Christmas in 2019 by my grandmother and dad. In fact, I not only still have the original box, charging cable, and power brick for this iPad, but I also have the original unboxing video up on the channel I'll link here. Once I began taking YouTube seriously in June 2020, I recorded several of my YouTube videos with this using its screen recording functionality. Christmas in 2020, I was gifted the smart keyboard for this iPad, which assisted me in helping video scripts and completing some schoolwork back when my school was online, and when I lacked an adequate computer. In June 2021, I began having issues when this iPad would randomly disconnect from Wi-Fi despite claiming it was connected, to the point where I occasionally have to reboot this iPad to fix it. In January 2022, I woke up after storing this iPad in the drawer where I stored my main iPad and found it cracked despite it being in a case. I used it for a few more days until it started spontaneously shattering. Consequently, I had to stop using this iPad for 2 months and switch entirely to my 2016 iPad Pro. Even after getting this repaired at a repair shop in March 2022, its touchscreen is still imperfect. Although I know that I could have sent this iPad to Genius Bar to have it fixed, I did not, because it not only cost more for them to fix it than this was worth back then, but I also didn't want to get a cent replacement unit running the then latest iPadOS 15 because I never updated this iPad. Therefore, as I'll show here, this still runs iPadOS 13.1.1, which is the second available build of iPadOS on this iPad. Therefore, because of my issues, I chose to upgrade to the iPad Air 5 in May 2022 due to my issues with this iPad. Despite this iPad being insignificant in terms of upgrade, this iPad was still the first to feature a 10.2-inch form factor, which has an impact that can still be felt today with the 8th and 9th generation iPads. Furthermore, if you collect vintage Apple devices and desire a 7th generation iPad, these typically retail for anywhere between $70 and $100. But did you own an iPad 7th generation, or do you still have one? If so, what are your experiences with it? Please comment that down below. As always, thank you all for watching this video. I'm the iTunes family, and peace out.